Hello, friends, and welcome to the live stream. It's lovely to be here. It's wonderful to have you all. Can you hear me? Can you see me? You should be able to. Hi, hello, hi. Good to have you all here. Welcome along, welcome along. If it's your first time on the stream, then special extra double welcome to you. Yeah, let me explain how things usually go around here. Thank you, Samantha Davison, for that super chat. Yeah, so I like to do a little stream where I go over the last video and the comments and the feedback and what my notes to self were as well, like what I would have liked to do differently. This one's going to be a bit fun. Thank you very much for the super chats that are coming in. I will say I will try and shout out any super chats I get, but tonight, because there's a fair bit to get through and especially a lot of mail to the PO Box, if you were thinking about super chatting, maybe another night would be a better night because I'm more likely to miss it tonight. I will try, but I'm more likely to miss it tonight, and if I do, I apologise. But thank you to everyone who super chats, and welcome along. We like to keep the chat a pretty friendly, nice and chill place. We also, if you are super chatting and you're asking a question, probably best to have a simple one because they tend to fly by pretty quick. So if you're asking me, what my thoughts are on some incredibly dense bit of theory, then you're probably not going to get a very satisfactory answer. But as I say, I will do my best. And it's wonderful to have you all here. The other thing we like to do is we like to start the stream by lighting a candle. It's pretty warm. It's pretty warm tonight. So I will I'll see how we go. But ASMR. There we go. Nice. Right, it's just the one candle. Just one candle. Hey, apparently Left at London's here. Nice, cool. And hello to things as well. Left at London. Let me just give you the powers of the wrench. There you go. Love your music. Yeah. What's the significance of the candle? Nothing. We just like to have it. It's just nice to have it. Where have my headphones gone? You seen my headphones? I swear I had them. Have I left my headphones? Oh no, there they are. I'm just going to tune in to what you're hearing for just a second, just so I can make sure that the sound is alright. So just give me a minute. And I'll just have a quick listen to the stream, just to make sure that we're coming out okay. Excuse me when I plug these in behind you. Okie dokie, here's me talking away. I can hear my own voice on a little delay. It's quite creepy. Thank you to that super chat from Owl Ghost. No, it sounded good. Okay, brilliant. All right, well, as I say, welcome along. Welcome along to the stream. It's great to have you all here. Why don't we jump right into what's my hair doing? It's been so humid in London and it's all kind of sticking up. Never mind. Let's jump right in. Let's jump right in. Thank you for that super chat, giant British puppy. So I had some notes to self from the last video, which was Fantastic Fran, thanks. I had some notes to self from the last video, which in general I was pretty pleased with. Thanks, Brendan Miller. I was pretty pleased with it. I enjoyed. Sorry, that's mine. Let me just mute the website. There we go. That's better. Yeah, it was interesting that some people said they enjoyed the less theatrical style of the last video, which I was like, I actually view that as my most theatrical video ever, because the whole thing is like a play. I deliberately wrote it like not as an educational script, but as like a dramatic monologue. So it's interesting that some people said they prefer the less theatrical style. I'm like, well, maybe you just have odd ideas about theatre. It was very simple, deliberately. So there was only one shot. There are no cuts. Some people are like, oh, did you hide cuts? I'm like, no. It's one continuous shot, and I changed costume when I was off camera. So yeah, there's no cuts in it. I memorized the whole monologue. It's like 30 minutes. We did 2 takes, of which you saw the second, and I used that one just because the presentation was slightly better. And it was really nice, actually, that Vox, Emily from Vox, wrote a lovely article about it, and about like how I made it, which is really great. Turns out Emily's a friend of a friend as well, which is really, really cool. See, Box Full of Bats in the chat says it had less aesthetic. I disagree. I think it was the most aesthetic video I've done, because it was a play. It wasn't like an educational thing with like extras. I deliberately did it like, this is a work of art, rather than this is a thing that has like works of art woven into it. Like, no, there's the whole thing. So yeah, it did make me quite pleased though, because I do sometimes get people saying, oh, Philosophy Tube, like, people only watch him because he's got sets and makeup and fancy editing, and it's like a big expensive production. I was like, okay, well, what if I don't have any cuts? What if I don't have any editing or locations or coloured lights or anything? It's just the writing and the performance. And I'm like, well, it turned out all right. So I'm actually, just as a technical achievement, I'm pretty pleased. I don't think anyone's really done anything like that on YouTube before. I don't think so, anyway. I don't know of it. So yeah, I was pretty pleased. Overall, I'm very pleased with it and the response. So some people did have some criticisms though, some of which I think were decent. Somebody emailed me saying that the video didn't really fit into a leftist political program, which yeah, fair. I'm sorry that the art I made about my abusive relationship didn't fit your particular politics, the person who emailed me. But you may find that a lot of artists don't make things specifically that do that. I think there were some better notes as well, not just... Oh no, there was one other one that was very dodgy. I got some comments from TERFs saying that it was... that it's a shame that I support trans people and know what it's like to be abused. And I was like, no correlation. Don't quite know. Hi, Alice. Hello, Alice. Great to have you here. There were some negative responses, and there were some people who like said, "Oh, enough of a man" or whatever. We're talking less than 20 or less than 100 maybe. And I decided to leave those comments up. So I wanted people to be able to see the kind of responses you get when men talk about this sort of thing. I think when I was researching it, I discovered that if you Google like men abuse, you get a lot of right-wing stuff. You get a lot of guys who are really hurting, who are like, oh, this horrible woman did this to me, and women are all the same, and you get a lot of red pill stuff. And I was like, I'd like to create something that that doesn't feed into that, and that is kind of I don't want to say nice, because it wasn't really nice. Thank you, Douglas Clements. It wasn't really nice. It was quite gritty in places. I guess what I'm trying to get at is a few people pointed out that the story that I told in the video is one of, it's a story about recovery. It's a story about my recovery. And kind of feeling better. Hi, Nina. And thank you to Mary Schmetterling. It's a story about recovery. Thank you, Jeffrey E. Patron. But that doesn't have to be the only story. I'm doing, thank you, or Ghost 5. I'm doing a lot better now, but some people aren't. Some people have trauma and it kind of messes them up for a long time, and that's a kind of valid story too. I didn't want to, in this video, present like you have to be the good survivor, like you have to be nice about it. That's not what I was trying to do. It occurred to me that just not everybody processes trauma in the same way, and perhaps I could have found a little bit of a better way to highlight that, which is fair. Some people were saying, oh, look at this guy not being bitter and doing something nice and going to do something nice for charity. Recovery is a choice, and I don't think that's quite true. I think that's potentially quite a victim-blamey way to do it. It was I made the the choices I made about the video in a particular context. You know, I did choose to go to therapy and to make art about what I went through and to be public with it, but I was also able to access therapy. I was very lucky. And some of the factors that led me to becoming aware that I even had trauma and needed therapy were grounded very much in luck as well. So I guess perhaps I could have, I'm curious, maybe I could have been a little clearer about other stories that might have been told by other people as well. Yeah, a little bit of a note to self there. So Erin S. in the chat asks, could you explain a little bit more about the Superman imagery? Yeah, sure. I need to be careful not to get too personal. But I don't know why, but in the weeks before making it, I didn't know what the costume. I'd written the script. I didn't know what the costume was, and for some reason I got hung up in my head on this image of Clark Kent becoming Superman, because Clark Kent is a kid from Kansas whose dad died of a heart attack and he couldn't save him, and that's why he does it. Like, he doesn't like being Clark Kent because Clark Kent is vulnerable, and there was something about having to present as invincible and having to like say I don't have any needs and I can't be hurt and you know, it just bounces off me. There's something about that with abuse that kind of tied into a Superman image, and I liked the idea of saying like it's not I can't be Superman anymore. Like gotta be Clark Kent, and gotta be in like romantically or like in relationships, gotta be with somebody who is all right with the Clark Kent and who isn't just like needing the Superman all the time. So yeah, that was kind of where I was coming at it from. Some people pointed out that the backwards S, so you see me in the mirror in the first half of the video, the backwards S is actually Bizarro, kind of anti-Superman, so that was a nice little touch. Let me just turn the music down just a touch there. Keep checking in the chat if the music levels are a bit dodgy. You should be able to hear me. Thank you to Freya Domville for that super chat as well. So yeah, I did have there were a couple of other notes. One which came from Harry, actually, from H Bomber Guy, who tweeted that people's trauma is still valid if they choose not to come forward and talk about it publicly. So I made the choice to talk publicly about it. Thank you, Stephen Clear. I made the choice to talk publicly about it, but not everyone has to, and that's kind of okay as well. And I'm grateful to Harry pointed that out. A lot of people got in touch to say that friendships, not just romantic relationships, can be kind of toxic and abusive as well, and can have some of those similar dynamics, which I'm glad they pointed out. That was really, really, really good. I guess so. Cosmonaut Part 1. So if you hadn't guessed, the video was Cosmonaut Part 2, by the way. Cosmonaut Part 1 had a lot more like systemic critique in it. I did talk in that about like mental health provisions and so on, and budgets for mental health being cut. Not so much in this one, and that was kind of semi-deliberate. The story I wanted to tell with this one is a very lonely story, and a story of isolation and coming to realize that one is isolated even in a relationship. So yeah, I guess that's kind of deliberate, but I can definitely see how some people might have been curious to hear a little bit more about the kind of systemic barriers that stop people accessing recovery from abuse. So yeah, I can kind of see that. That was a kind of note I got from some people, and I think that's a fair criticism. What other notes to self did I have? Oh yeah, so here's an interesting one that I kind of was tough to take on board, but I thought was interesting at least. So Eric Schmunzler said men can't be abused by women because women lack the political power to be abusers. And you know, my first reading of that was that's an incredibly awful thing to say, but then I was like, okay, charitable interpretation. I think rather than just say I disagree, what I would say is I mean, regardless of what you call it, maybe you know, if you've got reasons you don't want to call it abuse for political reasons or whatever, which I think is odd, but regardless of what you want to call it, certainly nobody should be treated the way that I was. Nobody should have to go through that. And I think and it does have lasting negative effects. Whether you call that abuse or not, it's still important to talk about that. Like, okay, let's say that for some reason I couldn't call what I go through abuse because there's something that I do, and I'm not seriously entertaining that as a kind of an internal doubt. But a lot of people in the chat are similarly critical of that viewpoint, it seems. But alright, let's say that there was some reason I couldn't call it that. That still doesn't make it okay. So I actually don't really quite see the significance of quibbling over the term, or of reserving it for politicised mistreatment. In fact, I think, you know, even if this person is with love trying to make, you know, a nuanced point, I think it runs the risk of minimising the kind of abuse that men do occasionally experience from their partners. So I'm not even quite sure why Eric felt the need to say this. I'm not quite sure how it contributes to the discussion in a constructive way. But interesting to consider anyway. Thank you to Infinite Anvil. Did you show your then therapist the video? I don't know. I'm not in touch anymore. You know, I finished that bout of therapy, and I don't know. I'll tell you what though, things are a little purple in here. So why don't I just? Ooh, that's a little bit too much on the blue. Ooh, okay, and I can just turn down the purple. There we go. That's kind of nice, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. Thank you to the Madison Machine, who says that I helped them out. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I got literally thousands of emails in the last, is it a week, 2 weeks since the video came out? Thousands and thousands and thousands of emails from people, which I haven't had the time to read all of them totally thoroughly. But you know, I got the gist of most of them, so I'm glad that so many people found the video useful. Mary Schmetterling says, "Did you ever study German?" No, I don't. I studied French, and I'm not very good at it. No, you're thinking of the other YouTuber with the coloured lighting. She does German. she's the German student. But yeah. Apparently a lot of people found it very useful, and as I say, Vox wrote a very lovely article about it, which was great. I'm looking forward to the Shakespeare stream. It's going to be soon. I'm going to say exactly when yet. I know when it's going to be, but so I've got a few things to do. I've got Summer in the City, the big YouTube festival, which starts tomorrow, and I'm also kind of scheduled my next video, which I'm making. I've been tweeting about it if you follow me on Twitter. Thank you, Oriah Frost. For that super chat. Yeah, I'm still working on my next video, and I'm like filming it, and I'm not sure whether that's going to be out before the stream or after, but either way, I don't want to like get my hype cross. I don't want to like stop people hyping for two things that are different and then be like releasing a video. So yeah, I'm not going to announce just yet when the stream will be. I'm going to make a video that will announce it, and I need to figure out how to do my next video around that. I'm just going to change the track. Music okay? Keep checking in. Seems a little loud to me, but actually that's because the volume I hear it at is not the volume it's coming to you at. So that'll be why. Announcements for the Shakespeare stream will be soon. I'll put it up on the main channel. Like, you won't be able to miss it. It'll be like Shakespeare stream announcement. I'll make like a 3-minute video being like, this is what it is, and hi, here's me, and this is what's going to happen. Somebody says please pick a weekend. It's going to take so long that it's going to unavoidably overlap with probably at least one weekend. I am going to die. It's going to be a hell of a time. Yeah, I'm super excited for it. I won't say anything else. But I tell you what, the PO Box has been absolutely blowing up. My bed is full of mail, which makes a change. No, I'm kidding. But it's absolutely stuffed with mail. So why don't we go through some of the mail? Let's take a close look at some of the mail in my bed. And thank you to Lila for that super chat, and to Priest Unicorn. Hey, Jeremy Hammond's in the chat. Jeremy the Hambone Hammond is in the chat. Good to have you here, my friend. Yeah, actually, some people got in touch to say I don't normally like your videos, or like I'm politically I disagree with you, but love this one. I was like, interesting. Somebody says, will the Shakespeare stream be available after streaming? I don't know. It's a technical question that I don't know the answer to. Thank you to Elliot Conn for that super chat. Okay. Well, if we're going to be opening some mail, we're going to need some beer. I hope this doesn't blow up. It doesn't, thank God. This is a beer that my brother gave me this morning. It's pretty good, that. Not bad. Not bad at all. Is Izzy better in the chat? Izzy is in the chat. Izzy, let me give you the powers of the wrench. But yes. Yeah, let's open some mail. There's a lot. Let's start with... I'll try and get through as much of it as I can. We might not even have time to get through all of it, but this one is from Zainab in the Netherlands, by the look of the stamp. Make sure I'm not showing anybody's address. I don't know if they are sad or horny or loads and loads, like very, very long, so I may not read them all out loud. Read this during one of your live streams if you can. No pressure. Warning, this letter is quite long. Okay, well I may skim it. Thank you to A Plant But Louder for that super chat. The beer is called Muckle Chuckle. Alright, I'm going to be looking at the mail, so if I miss any super chats then I apologise. You may want to hold them. Let me introduce myself, shall we? My name's Zainab. I won't say the details. Tough time in the past school year. Really thought I'd lost my... sorry, let me just move you a little closer. And thank you to Swimfella for the super chat. Really thought I'd lost my battle with depression until I watched one of your videos. I'll leave out some of the details. We don't know. Those details are just for you, I think. Okay. Oh wow, double-sided. It's a long one. It's very long. Fortunately, I'm a very quick reader. Well, your English is excellent. You've even done a little Tipex as well to correct the... That's very charming. It's very charming. Oh dear, you made the depression worse by watching alt-right videos that were against my religion. They said they're Muslim. Thank you to Crimpy I didn't know any better at the time. I didn't research their topics myself. Oh dear, I'm sorry about the exams. But you're getting an appointment next week. That's great. Hey. But then I came across your Ben Shapiro video. It just popped up on my feed, so I clicked on it. It was the day after you uploaded it. What I did know after watching that video was that you opened my eyes. In a nutshell, you've changed me for the better. So much I even told my psychiatrist about my new love for philosophy that I developed because of you. That's wonderful. Glad you made the progress. I showed her your Ben Shapiro video and she loved it. And surprise, surprise, she's Catholic. It's interesting. Support you and your channel 100%. No other YouTuber has made an impact on me like you did. Wow, you watched every single one of my videos. Wow, that is commitment. I think I've seen all of them. Like, that's amazing. Began to watch your friends, H. Bomber Guy and ContraPoints, and everyone who's debunked the false information the right-wing spread. I do sometimes struggle with your more advanced English vocabulary. Your videos inspire me in many ways. That's good. Could you ever come to the Netherlands for a meet and greet? I was in the Netherlands a while ago giving a lecture. I don't have any immediate plans to go back. Beer's strong, isn't it? I'd love to meet you there. I really want to be friends with you and Harry, if it weren't for the distances and Brexit. I can tell you being friends with Harry is great. The man's a legend. I think you're everything. Have a great day. Best regards from Zainab. Well, thank you very much, Zainab. It's very, very kind of you. Thank you for that letter. It's very, very cool. I just got a funny message from someone. Speaking of people that it's fun to be friends with. Okay, shall we have another one? Let me just fix the music. Let me just sort this music out. Hey. That's nice, isn't it? Sorry, that might have been a little bit loud for just a second. Okie dokie. Let's have another one, shall we? This is... Ooh, sorry. I can't hold it up because it's got addresses on it. But it is from Belle Stanfield in the United States of America. Alright. Whereabouts? Does it say whereabouts? No? Washington. Okay. I don't know if that's DC or the state. But okay. It's a letter. It's a letter with a picture of a bird on it. Oh, hello. It's got some stuff in it too. Oh, I just dropped some. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. What are these? So we've got some stickers. Let me just hold those up so you can see them. Looks like there's a Kylo Ren one, and a Hello Kitty one, and more Star Wars. And a Chewbacca. What did you mean to send these to Jenny Nicholson? Did you put the wrong name on it? A lot of Star Wars. Okay, let's have a look. And some these. I don't know what to call these, but I like the colours. Nicely done. It's a nice touch. Oh, they're bracelets. Okay, cool. Well, let's have a read of the letter and then maybe that'll explain. Okay to read aloud, but please don't cry. I'd feel bad. Okay, oh, that's another long one. Can I... Oh! Oh, I know who this is from. Yes, I've seen you on Twitter. I just made the connection. Thank you very much. I just try not to show that bit on the back. Dear Ollie, I'm writing this on my forced listen through of your video on trauma. I have never really felt the exact need to write you before. I mean, like a physical letter. I harass you enough with my Twitter and super chats as it is. But this felt like the kind of thing that should be written out proper. And something using my nice stationery set. My name's Belle. I'm from Missouri. Okay, that Washington. And I had to keep myself from crying while watching this video on break at my job. I've never been in a relationship. I understood that reference. But all I could hear during the section of your video where you discuss your inner thoughts during a past relationship was the distant echo of my own constant inner monologue. I think bullying can have a similar effect in terms of planting sour seeds. Ooh, nice phrase. Though it's a bit easier to escape, even if only temporarily. Yeah. Joking about wanting to date me never really stopped at school. I know a little bit of that. I had to graduate to escape. Yeah, I hated my high school. It was rubbish. Hoping it doesn't continue when I start college. Perhaps I won't read all of this out loud, but thank you, Bill. I really do have to thank you, though. It hurts to see someone like you, a certifiable good person, think of yourself the same way I do. Interacting with your fan base has been such a confidence boost. That's you! That's awesome. The second-hand thirst I receive from your fans when I cosplay you is something else. The arsonist's wife is real and I can prove it. But seriously, thank you, and I hope you don't fall into the same thing that you mentioned. I've included some stickers and some pride bracelets I made as thanks. My apologies if they don't fit, I'm bad at sizing. Below is one of my favourite poems by Lawrence. It opens his 7 Pillars of Wisdom, which you should read. Thank you. I'll read that later when I've got time to. I'm gonna put that here so I have time to do it properly. Thank you for sharing everything, not just the cool or the good. Seeing people go through the same things I do makes it easy to believe I may be good too, even if it leads to awkwardly eating gyro while crying in an Arby's on my lunch break. Love, Belle. P.S. for what it's worth, I unironically really like Shrek. P.P.S. You made me fall in love with you, not in a weird way, and you helped keep me happy so your ex can shut up. Yes, she can. Thank you very much, Belle. That's really great, and I think your cosplay is fantastic. You put a lot of effort in. Good luck cosplaying the next one, though. You're gonna love it. I've never been in an Arby's, but I expect that if I did, I would cry. And yes, we do stand Shrek. Shall we have another? Let's. This one is from Ollie in Kent. Ah, there it is. Boop. What have we got here? Oh, it's another one. Oh, similar kind of notepaper. Have you been collaborating on this? Dear Ollie, greetings from the States. What? I thought you were in Kent. Already I'm confused. Is there more than one Kent? Anyway, greetings from the States. Long-time viewer, first-time writer here. This is the first fan letter I've ever written, so I'm not quite sure how it should go. At the time of writing of this letter, I've just finished watching your latest video about abuse and trauma. I want to thank you for creating it. Me too. It's challenging to wake up every day and keep going. I'm sure you understand. It's a constant battle against myself to feel like I'm worth anything. And I know that. After a long road, I have started to believe it. Me too. I look forward to your future projects. Can't wait to see what's in store. I choose to keep going and to make my way into the future. See you there. With great admiration, Ollie S. Thank you very much, Ollie S. That's really great. Thank you. It's cool to be able to make stuff that people like. It's quite nice. It's really, really good. Let's keep going. I think we're on a roll, and there's a lot more to get through, so... This one is from the USA, from Anya. And I think I have just ripped part of the letter off. Yes, I think I have just ripped down the margins. My apologies. That's my fault. That's my cack-handed inability to open envelopes. Doesn't look like it's... Look what I've done to this lovely letter. I'm so sorry, Anya. Oh no, I can still read it. Dear Ollie, first allow me to apologise for the handwriting. Well, it looks fine. I started watching your channels a few months ago from a link from one of Natalie's. I'm a recently out trans woman living 2,000 miles from the bigoted rural dump I came from, and it's easy to feel pretty alone out here. I bet. For me, learning to keep singing when my voice sounds like someone else, and when I know that if I stop, the only part of my life, the only thing I really enjoy will be gone, is an exercise in pressure and pain. I bet that is challenging. I've trans friends whose voices I think are wonderful, and I know that can be quite difficult. So again, I can't imagine how I could thank you enough. From Anya. P.S. I don't have my album to send you a copy, so I wrote some poems on the back. Okay, cool, thank you. I'll add those to the poetry pile for me to read later on. Keep checking in with the music. I think this track is a little bit louder than the last one, so just let me know. Cool. Let's keep going. There's more. Here's a postcard. Some spacemen on it. From Stefano or Stephanie? Difficult to tell. I'm sure your most recent video was hard to make. It was certainly hard to watch, but it generally pushed me to realise some things about my last relationship I'd dancing around for some time. Now I can begin to heal. Thank you for knowing how I feel, and may we both have brighter futures. Thank you very much from, I'll say Steph, since it could be either. Thank you. And another one. This one from Olivia in... I want to say California? It is in the US. California. Here we go. Oh, there's something else in here. Or is that just... Oh, this is a very nice envelope. So look at that. What the heck? Oh, it's just got a really nice pattern on the inside. I thought it was something that did. Oh my word. I'm sorry, this is very difficult to read. Dear Oliver Thorne, I didn't think I'd be writing to you like this. I've been watching your videos for several months now after discovering your Kant video. Something. Adore your work, have long adored philosophy, but your ability to something it with something joyful empathy allows me to, thank you to Fly, the super chat, allows me to reach it even when I'm something. I'm sure that you're receiving a million letters after your video on abuse. I'm sorry to add to the pile, but I can't. I am reading this, I'm just not reading it out loud. This is quite difficult to pass in place. I mean, you can see the handwriting, it's tough. Okay, I think I'm getting the gist of it. I've been incredibly lucky to have been able to realize I heal so quickly from my abuse. I think that's what it says. It took... This is tough to... After 3 years, something... I do not know if something, and then the word actually is something, that would function. I don't know if this will happen to you. I don't know either, because I'm afraid I can't read it. I'm sorry. I apologise for the length and handwriting on the letter. I tend to do this. I hope you feel very safe now. I hope you will feel safer. Thank you. Have a super day. Lots of love from Olivia. P.S. Hope you like the parchment. I do. It's very nice. It's lovely, lovely paper. Thank you very much. All right. Next one is from... Don't know. Let's have a... Skadoosh. Read letter first. Is this the letter? Is this it? Or is that... Okay, this one? I don't know, I'm looking as if you can tell me. Okay, we've got... Here we go. Thank you to Draven for that super chat. Dear Oliver Thorne, I write this letter for a really weird personal reason. Well, I mean, everybody. Whomst among us? Whomst among us? Hello, Annoyance. Welcome along. I write this letter for a really weird personal reason. You'll probably mean nothing to you, everything to me. Radicalizing my friends one by one. Hey, when I was lucky enough to meet you in person at the Orchard Tea Gardens in Grantchester for Much Ado About Nothing. Hey! Oh, that's cool. So quite a few people came to see the play when I was doing it, so apparently this person came along. Okay. From Chloe. Just a quick question. Have you actually received anything nasty from the PO box? Yeah, but not stuff I can talk about. Okay, so apparently I met... Okay, maybe I won't read it out loud for you, Chloe. And Chloe also asked me not to show these. Okay. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you for that. And yeah, thank you. And yeah. Cheers. I mean, I can't say what, but yeah, I get you. Thank you. And thank you for coming to see the play. Sorry, that one's a little mysterious. Crunch. We've still got a lot. Some of these I had to open in advance for a security reason, but I haven't read them in advance. So okay, this one's from Helen. Dear Oliver, I want to share a story with you which has a positive conclusion and share my gratitude for your hard work. Okay, maybe I won't read all of it out loud for the reasons that you point out, but okay. I've always considered myself the kind of person who finds joy in life, but have in the past few months had something tapping me on the shoulder every time I did anything remotely enjoyable, reminding me to be sad. Ooh, it's a good analogy, that. I've been a subscriber and viewer since well before Christmas. I've learned so much from your videos. I really appreciate all the hard work, time and effort you put into them. So I was keen to come and support you when you said you were in much ado about nothing. Bonus is my favourite Shakespeare. Through one thing and another, the only production I could make was the one at the Scoop. It happened to also be the day a friend and I had taken a day off to spend together. We loved the production. It was fantastic and funny and clever. I've seen productions before where Claudio has been played really dumb, so I love that yours wasn't stupid. I think you got the mix right of capable but shy. At least that's my opinion. Anyway, we loved it and we talked about it all the way home. It wasn't until much later that I realised that something had happened. I'd laughed harder and longer than I had in a long, long time. And that tap on the shoulder never came. The joy had completely filled me up and I was my old self again. That's really great. Good luck and good fortune, sincerely, Helen. Thank you, Helen, and thank you for coming to see the show as well. Yeah, the Scoop was a hard one. The Scoop was a hard show because just as a venue, it was like really difficult to get the volume out. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that one. It was a tough show for a lot of reasons. It was also like 34 degrees, and I was standing there in like 18th century military uniform, just sweating and shouting. So it was an interesting one. But I'm glad you liked it, Helen. Thank you. There's more. There's several more. Why don't we have a? Wait, did I already open that? And that. And did I already open this one? Let's have a package just to shake it up a little bit. Yeah. From Jessica in Hoover, Alabama, I'm guessing? I'm guessing that's Alabama. Let's have a... There we go. What have we here? Dear Oliver, it's typed. We love a type. We stand a typist. Dear Oliver, I'm trying to find a way to hold this so you can see it nicely. There you go, that's nice. Dear Oliver, I've scrapped and started 3 letters so far in an attempt to express my feelings about your latest video, Men Abuse Trauma. The temptation is to tell you of my own trauma. I did leave. I got a new job this year. It's been 5 months, and the best part is that I can breathe. Another feeling. Yeah, it does feel good to walk out. I didn't walk out of the place where my abuse happened. I kicked her out, and when the door closed, I felt like I could breathe again. And actually, people ask me why I don't like, my video, Why the Left Will Win. The reason I don't like watching that is because I filmed it, like, literally kicked my abuser out, door closed, turned on the camera. I was like, I can't think about this, I just got to film a video. So I kicked her out the night before and she left in the morning. And then I immediately filmed that video. And that's why I don't like watching it. And it's also just not very good, it's not very well written, but... and so on and so on and so on and so forth. I understand how you feel. Yes, indeed. I'm proud of you and grateful to you for surviving again and again. Very sincerely, from Hope. Very apt. Thank you, Hope. And there was something with it. This is drugs. It says this gentleness that you have given breath to. I don't know how to describe. Is this Is it crochet? Is it embroidery? I don't know the difference. But thank you. I don't know what to call it, but I love it. It's very soft, appropriately. And you must have handmade that. Look at that. That's amazing. Well done. Thank you, Hope. I have included a token, just something small that I made. If you have no place for it and pass it on to the world, I'll be no less pleased. Thanks again from Hope. Embroidery. Thank you to the chat. Well, thank you. Well done, Hope. Very well embroidered. Cross stitching. Well, is it cross stitching or is it embroidery? Is it the same thing? What is it? Needlepoint now? Is it Is it embroidery? It's carpentry. It's carved of wood. Cross stitch. It could be anything. It could be anything. She's knitted it. She welded it. She crafted it. She mined it. She made it. Thank you. Thank you, Hope. Well done. We got there in the end. Let's have another one. There's loads. There's loads tonight. We're going to be here all night mailbag stream. Ooh, this is a long one. Somebody has sent me a lot of stuff. Is it both written and typed? Interesting combination. Dear Ollie, I'm not sure what I'll do with this once it's done. Maybe I'll get rid of it or put it in a drawer. I met you at the December 2018 London meetup. I'm the person who said thank you for keeping my brain from atrophying while I was unable to go to uni. I remember that. Thank you to Alani for that super chat. You're the patron saint of depressed millennials. Oi. Maybe. I'm not being completely sarcastic there. I mean, it's parasocial effect, isn't it? I'm glad you like it. Glad you like my brand. No, seriously, I'm glad to. Is it brand or is it art? Who knows? Or is it both? I think if you'd spent an equivalent length of time academically and detachedly explaining your experiences, I'd still have believed you at the end, but it wouldn't have affected me the same way. Well, yeah, that's why... Yeah. That's why I do it. I think your videos are like poetry. I guess, especially the last one. The last one. Off topic, but I resent the fact that due to a certain Canadian professor, I read Jung has become a dog whistle for I'm a regressive bigot who thinks reading a philosopher means mummifying their ideas at the point they were written and not considering the limitations of the context in which they were written or how they could be updated. Well done. Well done. Parallels between the cosmonaut and Persephone. One going up, one going down. Interesting. That just reminds me of Hades down there. Hey, about a month after we met, I applied to study creative writing and I was accepted. That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, congratulations. From Becca. P.S. I've decided to include copies of my poems. Well, I will put those in Poetry Corner. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Becca. That's great. Skadoosh. Let's have some more beer. You love to see it. You simply love to see it. Oops, sorry. Let me switch up the music. Just... There we go. It's better. Sorry, I'm just getting text from my friend. Let's have this one from Anne in Chesapeake, USA. A Plant But Louder says, do you plan on doing book lists again? There's always recommended readings in the description of the videos. That's where the book lists live now, really. That's where they are. Just doing a quick check-in with the music to make sure it's alright. It's typed. We stand a typist. Dear Ollie, I'm writing to thank you for your sex work video. It's been percolating through my brain, and from the way you distinguish between decriminalisation and legalisation, I got an idea for a line to use when talking about disability rights. Living while disabled has been completely legalised. Clever. Even when our lives aren't bound by actual laws, we still have to navigate institutions' official policies, so the impact is nearly the same. Also, in your Jordan Peterson video, when you mentioned how it's possible to feel pain and experience pleasure at the same time, I couldn't help thinking about how some disabled people are afraid to show too much happiness in public lest they get accused of being frauds. Woof. May you find beauty reflected all around you, from Anne. Thank you, Anne. I think did you draw that little bird as well? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. How lovely. Alright, we're getting through them. We're chewing through them. There's still a fair few. Let's have this one. From the Netherlands again. Here we are. Hello, Oliver. If you're reading this on stream, feel free to read it out loud. Also, English is not my native language, so if my wording, phrasing, and punctuation is off, please bear with me. People say that a lot, and then they go on to speak absolutely amazing English. It's like better than mine. I think people have very high standards. But honestly, everybody who writes to me, your English is great. I wanted to thank you. I'm currently homeschooling myself, I'm currently homeschooling myself, and your videos really fill in the gaps in what I feel I'm missing. That's great. My therapist taught me that patience can be learned. It can indeed. Oof. Hey! A few years later, I'm the happiest I've been. And I really do believe it's possible for everybody. Oh, that's great. Most of all, I wanted to write this letter to tell you how proud I am of the progress you've made, because I know how difficult it is. Thank you. I hope you get to feel as accepted as you've made so many other people feel. A whole lot of love and a big hug. I understand how you feel. From J. Van something. It's Dutch, no need to pronounce it. And included some music recommendations. Do I know any of these? I will put them in Poetry Corner. Alright. Let's keep cracking on. Let's have another letter. There's a few more letters and a couple packages, and including a big one. Okay. Yeah, this one is from Alana, I want to say, from the USA. Here we go. Nailed it. Hello, Ollie. My name is Alana. I won't read out your surname. I won't dox you, and I'm writing to tell you 3 things. 1, I love your channel and the thought and depth you bring to every topic you tackle. Thank you. 2, to thank you. One of your videos broke through to me during an acute stress response. I work in an operating room as an anesthesia technician. As such, I've experienced some very traumatic things in my line of work, I bet. I went home afterwards and just put on your videos mindlessly as I started to make tamales. Eventually, Why Does Britain Have a Queen came on, and the 40-second mark where you say I want to fuck the Queen in that ridiculous voice. I just burst out laughing and then I could feel again. I can't ever fully thank you enough for doing that. That's great. I'm so happy that that is the video. People write to me all the time, be like, "This is the video that helped me." And I'm so glad that the one about the Queen was the one that. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Third thing I want to tell you is about my brother's cat. I'm gonna crochet a cat mat that says "Asshole sleeps here." The whole silliness aside, thank you so much. If I'm ever in London at the same time you're in a play, I'll come and see you. Thank you again from Alana. Thank you, Alana. Very kind. I'm so glad that that is the video that helped you out. Like, that's really, really special. Okie dokie. Let's change it up. Let's have a package. We've got a big one here. It's all shiny. And it is from Lilith in the US of A again. Sorry. 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 There we go. I bumped into you in Cambridge 2 weeks before you dropped your latest video. Says Mel. Poignant because I had no idea we'd been through the same things. Yeah. Okay. Is this just a piece of... Very inventive. No, I'm sure there's something in here. Oh wow, you even... Oh, okay. It's just like it's come on like a cardboard backed decree. It's quite good. Let me just switch up the music before I read it. Yeah. Alright. Hey Ollie, it's typed. We love a typist. Hey Ollie, apologies for the bad print job. I'm a middle-aged queer trans woman who's been a leftist for a quarter century. I took philosophy as a concentration in college. It's like a minor, but okay. I'm grateful to you. I don't mind you sharing this on livestream if you so choose. Been dealing with my own mental health issues for most of my life. Hey. We're beautiful creatures who deserve a chance to find inner peace. May you find yours and may your fans find theirs as well. That's you. I wanted to be an astronomer when I was younger. My love of space helped keep me sane at times when sanity felt far away. Space is lonely and fraught with danger, but it's also a place of deep beauty, mystery and freedom. Yeah. As a symbol of that, I wanted to give you a pin from my collection of Soviet space memorabilia. I had to think a bit about what to give you, and after some thought, I settled on a pin commemorating the Vostok 2 mission. Vostok is Russian for sunrise. With the flight number included, you could read the mission name as A Second Sunrise. This was the flight during which Alexei Leonov performed the first spacewalk. During the spacewalk, Leonov's suit became too stiff with pressurized air for him to easily re-enter the airlock. He had to vent the suit below safe levels in order to get back inside. The ship was so cramped that Leonov and Pavel Belayev, the other cosmonaut, couldn't return to their seats in time to get the center of mass right for re-entry, and because of that they landed nearly 400 kilometers off course in the middle of the forest. While a rescue helicopter was able to find the capsule, they couldn't find a place to land and had to airdrop food and warm clothing. Leonov and Belayev spent a bitterly cold night in a spacecraft with a broken heater, worried about wolves and bears. Whoa. There are lots of things to learn from Leonov's story. Sometimes you have to push yourself beyond what feels safe in order to find your way back home again. Sometimes you have to rely on the kindness of strangers to survive harsh times. And sometimes you have to venture out and brave the dangers of the universe we live in, so you can appreciate the sunrise all the more. I hope this pin inspires you with love and solidarity from the Lilith. Damn, that's cool. There's also a cool logo in there as well, but it's like for a metal band. Is this? I'm gonna take this off to show it to you. So this is a Soviet era pin commemorating the first space flight. How awesome is that? That's so cool. I think ordinarily I would put that on my, thank you Kayla Burney, ordinarily I'd put that on my bag, but it would be in danger of falling off, so I think I'm going to need to find a place to put that where it isn't going to get lost. Might put it in my little jewellery box for now. I could tell you a story about where I got this, but it'd be too sad. Alright, let's keep cracking on. That is very cool. Thank you to Lilith. This one is from Fiona in New Zealand. We love New Zealand. We do stan a Kiwi. I actually got a picture from someone a while ago saying that they actually got a tattoo of a cosmonaut with "Fly Safe" underneath it, which was amazing. Somebody in the chat says, "I love you, but don't bite your nails." I don't bite my nails. I just file them very short. I don't bite them. Ollie, I don't know what to say, but thank you. I'm going through a very dark time and your videos are helping me a lot. Your live streams also help me shut my brain off for a while and relax. You and me both, my friend. I started lighting candles when I'm overwhelmed and it helps. It's good, right? Candles rule. Like candles and coloured lighting, they're honestly, they're the future. Where did I get candles from? Where did I... Huh. I'm just remembering who it was actually that first got me into lighting candles for relaxation. Somewhat ironic, actually. Yeah. Sorry, my microphone's just stuck underneath the dresser. Hang on a second. There you go. Well, yeah, she was right about some things anyway. Ba-dooby-dooby-doo. I started supporting you on Patreon a few months ago because I want to see your channel continue to grow. You've introduced me to philosophy and reignited my passion for learning, and I can't thank you enough. Philosophy isn't the most approachable topic, but you make it interesting and enjoyable. I can't study at the moment, so educational channels are invaluable to me. Fly safe from Fiona. I heard you like New Zealand. You should come for a holiday here sometime. I have. I've been a couple of times. I love New Zealand. I've been all over the place. It was great. People are saying in the chat it was Contra. No, it wasn't. It wasn't actually. It was actually my abuser who got me into lighting candles, and I had actually forgotten that until just now. Now got me into coloured lights, which you know. But yeah. You take some good things. You take some good things from it. So actually, tell you what. Where is it? Oh, here we go. So I've mentioned Vladimir Nabokov's Ardor on the show before as being, it's got boobs on it, as being my favourite Russian novel, which it is. It was actually a gift from my abuser. I can't remember if it was I can't remember if it was birthday or Christmas. Did she write anything in it? No, of course not. Second hand. But yeah, so I have a mixed relationship with Arda because Arda is about beauty and ugliness existing alongside one another, and like, does it make the beauty worse or the ugliness better, or is it just like a complicated thing? So to have somebody I was in an abusive relationship with give me that is kind of like appropriate, and it's a very good book. But yeah, it's interesting and ironic in all kinds of interesting ways that would happen to be the person who gave me that extremely appropriate book. But yeah. Funny old wood, isn't it? Funny how things work out. The chat are right. Candles are my thing now. Bake It Claire says, I've been reading Arda and it's wild. Oh yeah, it is wild. It's Nabokov. So I mean, basically, it's a story about a guy who's like a horrible, murdering, nasty asshole who's like very spoiled and just generally horrific, who has a lifelong incestuous relationship with his own sister. Extremely graphically described. So typical Nabokov style, like the beauty and the horror existing alongside one another in this kind of really, and a lot of like sexual perversion. So yeah, that's what it's about. Shall we have another letter? Let's. This one is from Ontario, Canada. Here we go. Anything else in there? No? Yes? No. Just a nice envelope again. Live read friendly. Okay, cool. It's a nice card, isn't it? It's quite Christmassy. Dear Ollie, I'm writing this watching your Ben Shapiro post-mortem and watching you open letters. Ooh, layers. Layers! I remembered you said you like Christmas cards. Did I? And I remembered I meant to send you one. It might be balls deep in a hot summer, but it's always nice to get cards. I'm married to my wife, who's a UK expat. I stole her away to Canada. Nice. And work as a clerk for the government in Ottawa. I love making things, and I wondered if you'd had a toque for the winter. I'm afraid I know what that is. It's like a hat. Well, I mean, you'll need a lot of whatever toques are made of to make a hat for me, my friend. I especially loved your video on witchcraft. I'm sorry we can't make your show as much, and I adore Much Ado About Nothing. I eagerly await your new video, and do tell me what colour you want from your hat. From Lauren. Well, thank you, Lauren. Don't worry about the hat, because you know, as I say, like you'll need so much material to make it. But thank you. Also, somebody in the chat has just said something very funny. Miguel says it'd be really funny if I got a letter saying, "Hi Ollie, my name is Jordan. You really helped me." Oh, "Hi Ollie, my name's Jordan. You really helped me understand some philosophers." That'd be great. Pigeons suck. Thank you for that super chat. Says, where'd you get your fake candles? Just on internet. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. We've got a few more letters and then a couple packages. We're getting down to it. This is another one of those ones I had to open in advance, but I haven't read it. Oh wow! Wait, I've seen this. I've already seen this fan art. I've seen it on the internet. I've seen it online, on Twitter.com. I saw it there. Here we go. Dearest Ollie, long-time listener, first-time caller. Nice. I've made fan art before, and you tend to notice me being a snarky prick in your Twitter mentions. This might be too mean to read aloud. P.S. Fuck you for dissing Eurovision. Fair enough. Fair enough. From Al. Fair enough. No, it wasn't mean. It's just kind of like saying that watching me read like cosmonaut letters on live stream, like it can't be good for me long term. And maybe there's something in that. Maybe there's something in that. It's hard to maybe I should at some point like have a cut-off point and say no more. But we'll see. Thank you for your concern anyway, and thank you for the amazing fan art. That's really good. All right, we've got a couple more letters and a couple packages, and then we'll be there. Let's go. They weren't being mean; they were just being hyperbolic. Charlie Cole says, "Have you got any recommendations for books relating to phenomenology?" If you go back and watch the video I did on solitary confinement, I recommend a few books in that, which are I did a video on solitary confinement and phenomenology. So yeah, that'll be good. Go check that out. Hi Ollie, typing this so you can read it. Nice. I don't know if this will mean anything coming from a complete stranger, but I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you for being brave enough to make Cosmonaut Part 2. Yeah. Yours sincerely, James. Thank you, James. It's nice. Thank you very much. I'm glad that your friend is doing better as well. That's awesome. Alright, we've got last letter and then we're on to the packages. Mrs. Attila says, fun fact, that letter was drenched in perfume, the one I just read. Yeah, I thought it was. I had to open it a few days ago for a security thing, so I think it's worn off. Yeah, I did notice that at the time. Okay, so there's a few postcards in here. So we've got a theme of French. Shitkicker TV says, Ollie, have you considered doing a Twitch channel? Where have you been? Where have you been? The Shakespeare stream's going to be on Twitch. Woo! Love a bit of impact font. Love that. And then finally, refugees welcome. Nice. Okay. Now let's read the letter that came with it. Dear Ollie, you're welcome to read this out loud on stream, and I will include content warnings below. Thank you so much for your latest video. It's exactly what I needed to hear and degunk my brain. I've included some stickers and a postcard. And there's some music recommendations. Okay, I will add those to Poetry Corner. That's an interesting. So you've asked an interesting question in there that I can't really talk about right now. But it's a good. Yeah. I can't talk about that at the moment, I'm afraid. But I will add the music recommendations to Poetry Corner. Anyway, thank you for making videos. If you find yourself in Scotland again, there are plenty of folks who'd love to meet you. Much love from an avocado. And there's some good resources for men on the receiving end of domestic violence and abuse. Thank you. It's really cool. Alright. Here we go. We're down to a couple packages. We've got... Ooh, this one's quite heavy. Where are my slicey boys? What have I done with mine? The boys, they slice so nice. What have I done with them? What happened to those slicing lads? What do I do with them? Aha! Here we go. Thank you to Shitkicker TV and Draven for the super chats. Draven asks, is there a rough estimate for when the stream is going to be? Not yet. I mean, I know exactly when it's going to be, but I'm not revealing the details just yet. For reasons we discussed earlier. But here are the Slicey boys. The boys so nice, they do the slice. Actually, I sprained my wrist in the gym, so it's quite sore. I've gotten to the point with deadlifts now where I can lift. I could lift more. Like, I'm strong enough to lift more, but I'm not strong enough to actually grip it. My forearms and my wrists aren't strong enough. So every time I try and do a max out on a deadlift, I just sprain both my wrists like a fool. So I need to learn how to use a strap. I'm afraid I don't have a favourite Shakespeare quote, but thank you for the super chat, and thank you to Veronica, who says that the stream is chilling out them out. That's awesome. All right, we've got some kind of heavy thing, and then it says Ollie on it. That's me. All right. Dear Ollie, Alice says, how are you feeling about the Shakespeare stream? Revved. I'm revved for it. Dear Ollie, I hope you like this poster of Dennis Prager. You won't remember, but I met you at Greenwich after the afternoon performance of Much Ado and got so nervous I forgot everything I wanted to say to you and didn't mention the play. No, I do remember that. Your performance of Claudio was the best I've seen. You showed such emotional range, especially when finding out the hero is alive, that none of the other actors displayed. Oh, harsh! 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 The other actors in that were good. I'm really disappointed I haven't been able to see it again. Thank you for patiently letting me ramble on at you while my brain shut down. You're very sweet. My mum wanted to apologise for not saying she loved the play before saying she didn't think Claudio deserved a happy ending. Well, I don't think he does either, so don't worry about it. I actually discovered who you were while watching the DK Nightmare stream months after it happened and hearing you recite Shakespeare, and I'm so glad I made that choice. Your videos are incredibly well put together and interesting. The Steve Bannon video especially is amazing. It was the first video of yours I found that is still my favourite, and I found the arsonist more terrifying in that video than the abortion one. Just wait. I sent this before you released Cosmonaut Part 2, which is why I'm not mentioning it, but I want to thank you again for the first one from Maria. Have you gotten rid of the hentai shirt yet? It's horrible. No, I'm not. I'm keeping it in case I need to bring Ian back. But here is something. Whoa! Look at that. It's big wax boy. Oh, he smells good. Nice. Oh, look at that. That's a great cut. That's way better than the one I've got. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. You love to see it. That's great. Thank you so much. I'm going to have that. I'm going to put that right by my bed. I might even light it after this. Light it after the stream's done. Alright. We've got one package left. It's a big, flat one from Maria. Trying not to rip it. Thank you to Xandor for that super chat as well. Yeah. There we go. Also, what poster of Dennis Prager? Hang on a minute. Was that a joke? I hope you like the poster of Dennis Prager. I coincidentally happened to buy this poster for you before the abortion video. But there's nothing in there. Just a candle. phantom posters of Dennis Prager that never arrive. I'm going to be expecting... It's going to creep in my window when I'm... There's no poster of Dennis Prager here. Thank God. Thank God. Who knows? Who knows? Well, we're on to the last one. We're on to the last one. It's a big flat one. Wait, but this... Is this also from the same person? I think it is. It must be. Yes, yes, yes. That one says Maria. This is also from Maria. Okay, so I didn't realise these were from the same person. Okay, so there is in fact a fantastic poster of Dennis Prager in here. The artist, I think, really captured him. I mean, it's... I've never seen Dennis looking so good, actually. Thank you, Jasper Hume, for that super chat. But they mentioned the name of the artist. The artist's name is Will Shrike. So here's this fantastic, incredibly detailed, very glossy paper as well. Like, really nice, good paper. Just a really good one of Dennis. Like, really good one of Dennis Prager. I think it's fantastic. Like, he's never looked so good. You know, he's clearly been on the personal trainer. I know he has a personal trainer, but but here is Dennis Prager, the creator of PragerU, a very well respected misinformation channel paid for by petrochemical billionaires, looking very handsome. He's Dennis Prager. He is hot. He is in the hot seat. He is Dennis Prager. Shout out to the things. Yeah, Dennis, he looks great. You know, there he is talking about... he's at the iconic pose, talking about something that he's very qualified to speak on, I'm sure. It's in one of his famous fireside chats, Dennis Prager. He got the firelight glinting off his horrific mandibles. And you can almost see him making the kind of guttural roar that he's known for as he rips out the spines of an SJW. Well done to the artist Will, and thank you very much, Maria, for sending me. Is there colour to it, or is it black and white? I mean, it's hard to tell with this. So let me just. Oh, no, there is a little bit of colour in it, so you can kind of see it's quite desaturated, but you can kind of see they sort of captured the little bit of kind of pink around Dennis's fangs, and a little bit of blue here on his kind of neck flanges. So yeah, really great job there, capturing the likeness of beloved YouTube presenter Dennis Prager. Everybody. How very silly. Thank you very much to Kimpy Ovi for that super chat. Hockey dokie. We've now been here about 90 minutes, and that is all the mail that we have. So thank you very much to everybody who sent mail. Why don't we hang out for another 5 or 10 minutes? I will put on the music that we like to end with, which is Zoe Blade, and I'll hang out for another 5 minutes and talk to chat. I think I got through all of my notes to self. What a stream! What a marathon stream! Thank you for sticking with it, everybody. Oh hey, you know what? I tell you what. I've got a couple Patron questions to get through as well. So you may know that if patrons donate to a certain level, they get to ask me questions that I'll answer on stream. So Ma wanted to ask, kind of bringing it down a little bit, Ma wanted to ask about the ethics of interfering in somebody's suicide. Like, if somebody's about to do it, should you interfere or not? I actually did a video about that ages ago that I ended up deleting for reasons of aesthetics. I think I concluded by saying it's not always easy to tell what the right thing to do is in situations like that. I think it shades into questions of police abolitionism as well, because in my country, if you attempt suicide and are caught, you can be arrested, despite the fact that it's a legal thing to do. So there's an interesting discussion there to be had about kind of the use of coercion, but also how much coercion and by whom. So Yeah, it doesn't always work either. The playwright Sarah Kane was I think arrested and incarcerated against her will and put on suicide watch and eventually did manage to kill herself. So it isn't always successful even when the maximum amount of force is used. So seems like I was chatting to a friend a while ago whose father is a police negotiator and his job is to talk people down, which is interesting, a hell of a job. But yeah, that's interesting question. I think it shades too much into questions of like police abolitionism and other stuff to really be able to give a definite answer. I deleted that video years and years ago. It was very old, very old one. Let me just tilt you down a little bit there. There we go, nice one. Thank you to Suzukan Aerospace, who sent the Vostok 2 pin. Glad you liked it, cheers. And Sarah Williams says, I'm planning a trip to England. What's somebody I absolutely cannot miss? What's some place I can't miss? I don't know, it depends what you like. I mean, I would say the Globe, but I'm Shakespeare stan. Also, that kind of depends on your taste, really. I don't know, tough to say. Depends on your taste. But Matthew Little, who was the other patron question I had, says, do you think that social media platforms are a means for tech companies to hold populations hostage? I've got to confess, I'm not entirely sure what this question means. Like holding them hostage for what and to what end? I mean, if the idea is that corporate interests shape digital landscapes, then yeah, definitely. I agree with you. That's a problem, but I don't know if a social media platform really holds people hostage any more than an ordinary company does, which maybe is still unacceptable. But yeah, interesting one. I'm not sure. But those are the patron questions we had. Perfect timing as well, because now we have one more song from Zoe, which is the one that we like to end on. Whew! What a long old stream. I think maybe I'd like to make a little phone call before I go to bed. That would be nice. Have a chat with a friend. Hey, Ellen says, happy International Cat Day from her and Bilbo. Nice. Thank you to Casey Chapman for that super chat as well. That's really, really kind of you. Awesome. It's not bad beer. Yeah, my brother gave me a whole bunch of beers this morning. Major Cinephile says, have you ever thought of doing film extra work? If you do work as an extra, I don't know how this is in other countries, but if you do work as an extra in the UK, it's very difficult to get work as a featured artist. If you get known as an extra, or a supporting artist, as we say, then you won't get cast as featured roles, rightly or wrongly. But yeah. Ariella says, which character are you looking forward to reading aloud on the stream the most? As long as I just get through it. Possibly the... yeah, possibly the quality might suffer after, 40 hours, but we'll see. Ma, thank you for that super chat as well. Cheers. I'm glad to see him. Oh, Ellen says she's kissing Bilbo right now from all of us. Oh, Bilbo! Hello, Bilbo. You're a good boy. Oh, Matthew Choney says, do you have any views on the philosophy of self-driving cars? I did a whole lecture on it. I did. It's on the channel. Check it out. I did a lecture about it at The Hague. Liliana Cahill says, where do we find the planning for these streams? You don't. Very deliberately. I only publicise these streams like a couple of hours beforehand, partly because if I publicise it days in advance, too many people turn up. I find that for live streams, somewhere between 500 and 1,000 is about ideal. Or, less, any more than 1,000, it just gets too much. Yeah, and then people also turn up and cause trouble. And and there's also like I'm dealing with a security thing at the moment that's kind of a pain in the arse. But thank you to Catherine, who says it took me way too long, but I'm glad I found out that you're the voice in Natalie's incels video. Yeah, that's me. That was a fun collab. Imagine how a woman feels. That was great. I was with her in the US when she was writing that. We had a lot of fun. All right. Let's wrap it up there, people. Thank you very much to everyone for coming out, for everyone who sent stuff to the old PO Box. Boop. And I will see you all at some stage. I will announce the Shakespeare stream soon. And then, if you're going to be at Summer in the City, I'm gonna be there. I'm chairing a few panels. So if you're going to be at Summer in the City, then hopefully see you around the floor. Good night to everybody. Bye.